Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tvisay Namaha.
It's on.
Okay. We're reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 12. Jai. Bhagavani Dasaki Jai. And we came to the chapter 13, that is the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I wish the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even one who is fallen can describe the pastimes of the Lord. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Advaita Chandra, all glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Gadadhar Prabhu, all glories to Srivas Thakur, all glories to Mukunda Prabhu and Vasudev Prabhu, all glories to Haridas Thakur, all glories to Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta. All these brilliant moons have together dissipated the darkness of this material world. All glories to the moons who are devotees of the principal moon, Lord Chaitanya Chandra. Their bright moonshine illuminates the entire universe. Thus I have spoken the preface of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now I shall describe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in chronological order. First, let me give a synopsis of the Lord's pastimes, then I shall describe them in detail. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advented himself in Navadvip, was visible for 48 years, enjoying his pastimes. In the year 1407 of the Shaka area, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and in the year 1455, he disappeared from this world. For 44 years, Lord Chaitanya lived in the Grihastha ashram household life, always engaging in the pastimes of the Hare Krishna movement. After 24 years, he accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas, and he resided for 24 years more at Jagannath Puri. Of these last 24 years, he spent the first 6 continually touring India, sometimes in South India, sometimes in Bengal, and sometimes in Vrindavan. For the remaining 18 years, he continuously stayed in Jagannath Puri, chanting the nectarian Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He inundated everyone there in a flood of love of Krishna. The pastimes of his household life are known as the Adi Lila, or the original pastimes. His later pastimes are known as the Madhya Lila and Antya Lila, or the middle and final pastimes. All the pastimes enacted by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Adi Lila were recorded in summary form by Murari Gupta. His later pastimes, the Madhya Lila and Antya Lila, were recorded in the form of notes by his secretary Swarup Damodar Goswami, and thus kept within a book. By seeing and hearing the notes recorded by these two great personalities, a Vaishnava, a devotee of the Lord, can know these pastimes one after another. In his original pastimes, there are 4 divisions: Balya, Paukunda, Kaishora, and Jovana, childhood, early boyhood, later boyhood, and youth. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the full moon evening in the month of Falguna, an auspicious time, full of auspicious symptoms, when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advented himself with the chanting of the holy name Hare Krishna. On the full moon evening of the month of Falguna, when the Lord took birth, coincidentally, there was also a lunar eclipse. In jubilation, everyone was chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hari, Hari, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then appeared, after first causing the appearance of the holy name. At his birth, in his childhood, and in his early and later boyhood, as well as in his youth, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on the different pleas, induced people to chant the holy name of Hari, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. In his childhood, when the Lord was crying, he would stop immediately upon hearing the holy names, Krishna and Hari. All the friendly ladies who came to see the child would chant the holy names, Hari, Hari, as soon as the child would cry. When all the ladies saw this fun, they enjoyed laughing and called the Lord Gora Hari. From then on, Gora Hari became another of his names. His childhood lasted until the date of Hate Kari, the beginning of his education, and his age from the end of his childhood until he married is called Paukanda. After his marriage, his youth began, and in his youth he induced everyone to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra anywhere and everywhere. His Paukanda age, he became a serious student and also taught disciples. In this way, he used to explain the holy name of Krishna everywhere. When teaching a course in grammar, Vyakarana, and explaining it with notes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught his disciples about the glories of Lord Krishna. All explanations culminated in Krishna, and his disciples would understand them very easily. Thus his influence was wonderful. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a student, he asked whomever he met to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. In this way, he inundated the whole town of Navadvip with the chanting of Hare Krishna. Just prior to his youthful life, he began the Sankirtan movement. Day and night he used to dance in ecstasy with his devotees. The Sankirtan movement went on from one part of the town to another. As the Lord wandered everywhere performing kirtan, in this way he inundated the whole world by distributing love of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived in the Navadvip area for 24 years, and he induced every person to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and thus merge in love of Krishna. For his remaining 24 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after accepting his renounced order of life, stayed at Jagannath Puri with his devotees. For 6 of these 24 years in Nilachal, Jagannath Puri, he distributed love of Godhead by always chanting and dancing. Beginning from Cape Comorin and extending through Bengal to Vrindavan, during these 6 years he toured all of India, chanting, dancing, and distributing love of Krishna. The activities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his travels after he accepted sannyas are his principal pastimes. His activities during his remaining 18 years are called the Antya Lila, or the final portion of his pastimes. For 6 of the 18 years, he continuously stayed in Jagannath Puri. He regularly performed kirtan, inducing all the devotees to love Krishna simply by chanting and dancing. For the remaining 12 years, he stayed in Jagannath Puri. He taught everyone how to taste the transcendental mellow ecstasy of love of Krishna by tasting it himself. Day and night, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt separation from Krishna. Manifesting symptoms of this separation, he cried and talked very inconsistently, like a madman. As Srimati Radharani talked inconsistently when she met Uddhava, so also Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu relished, both day and night, such ecstatic talk in the mood of Srimati Radharani. The Lord used to read the books of Vidyapati, Jayadev, and Chandidas, relishing their songs with his confidential associates like Sri Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami. In separation from Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu relished all these ecstatic activities, and thus he fulfilled his own desires. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are unlimited. How much can a small living entity elaborate about those transcendental pastimes? If Seshanaga Ananta personally were to make the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya into sutras, even with his thousands of mouths, there is no possibility that he could find their limit. Devotees like Sri Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta have recorded all the principal pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in the form of notes after deliberate consideration. The notes kept by Sri Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta are the basis of this book. Following those notes, I write of all the pastimes of the Lord. The notes have been described elaborately by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, the authorized writer of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is as good as Srila Vyasadeva. He has described the pastimes in such a way as to make them sweeter and sweeter. Being afraid of his book becoming too voluminous, he left some places without vivid descriptions. I shall try to fill those places as far as possible. The transcendental pastimes of Lord Chaitanya have actually been relished by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. I am simply trying to chew the remnants of food left by him. My dear devotees of Lord Chaitanya, let me now write a synopsis of the Adi Lila. I write of these pastimes in brief, because it is not possible to describe them in full. To fulfill a particular desire within his mind, Lord Krishna, Brajendra Kumar, decided to descend to this planet after mature contemplation. Lord Krishna therefore first allowed his family of superiors to descend to the earth. I shall try to describe them in brief, because it is not possible to describe them fully. Lord Sri Krishna, before appearing as Lord Chaitanya, requested these devotees to precede him. Sri Sachi Devi, Jagannath Mishra, Madhavendra Puri, Keshava Bharati, Ishvara Puri, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandit, Acharya Ratna, Vidyanidhi, and Thakur Haridas. There was also Sri Upendra Mishra, a resident of the district of Sri Hatta. He was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, a learned scholar, a rich man, and a reservoir of all good qualities. Upendra Mishra had 7 sons, who were all saintly and most influential. 1. Kamsari, 2. Paramananda, 3. Padmanabha, 4. Savishvara, 5. Jagannath, 6. Janardhan, and 7. Trilokyanath. Jagannath Mishra, the 5th son, decided to reside on the bank of the Ganges at Nadia. Jagannath Mishra was designated as Purandara. Exactly like Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva, he was an ocean of all good qualities. His wife, Srimati Sachi Devi, was a chaste woman, highly devoted to her husband. Sachi Devi's father's name was Nilambar and his surname was Chakravarti. In Radhadesh, the part of Bengal where the Ganges is not visible, Nityananda Prabhu, Gangadas Pandit, Murari Gupta and Mukunda took birth. Lord Krishna, Brajendra Kumar, first caused countless devotees to appear, and at last he appeared himself. Before the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees of Navadvip used to gather in the home of Advaita Acharya. In these meetings of the Vaishnavas, Advaita Acharya used to recite the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, decrying the path of philosophical speculation and fruitive activities, and establishing the super excellence of devotional service. In all these revealed scriptures of Vedic culture, devotional service to Lord Krishna is explained throughout. Therefore, devotees of Lord Krishna do not recognize the process of philosophical speculation, mystic yoga, unnecessary austerity, and so-called religious rituals. They do not accept any process but devotional service. In the house of Advaita Acharya, all the Vaishnavas took pleasure in always talking of Krishna, always worshipping Krishna, and always chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu felt pained to see all the people without Krishna consciousness simply merging in material sense enjoyment. Seeing the condition of the world, he began to think seriously of how all these people could be delivered from the clutches of Maya. Srila Advaita Acharya Prabhu thought, if Krishna himself appears in order to distribute the cult of devotional service, then only will liberation be possible for all people. With this consideration, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, promising to cause Lord Krishna to descend, began to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna with tulasi leaves and water of the Ganges. By loud cries, he invited Krishna to appear, and this repeated invitation attracted Lord Krishna to descend. Before the birth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 8 daughters took birth, one after another, from the womb of Sachi Mata, the wife of Jagannath Mishra. But just after their birth, they all died. Jagannath Mishra was very unhappy at the death of his children, one after another. Therefore, desiring a son, he worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. After this, Jagannath Mishra got a son of the name Vishvarup, who was most powerful and highly qualified because he was an incarnation of Baladev. The expansion of Baladev, known as Shankarshan, in the spiritual world is the ingredient and immediate cause of this material cosmic manifestation. The gigantic universal form is called the Vishvarup incarnation of Mahashankarshan. Thus we do not find anything within this cosmic manifestation except the Lord himself. As the threads in a cloth spread both lengthwise and breadthwise, so the Supreme Personality of Godhead exists directly and indirectly within everything we see in this cosmic manifestation. This is not very wonderful for him. Because Mahasankarshan is the ingredient and efficient cause of the cosmic manifestation, he is present in every detail of it. Lord Chaitanya therefore called him his elder brother. The 2 brothers are known as Krishna and Balaram in the spiritual world, but at the present moment they are Chaitanya and Nitai. Therefore, the conclusion is that Nityananda Prabhu is the original Sankarshan, Baladev. The husband and wife, Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, having gotten Vishvarup as their son, were very pleased within their minds. Because of their pleasure, they specifically began to serve the lotus feet of Govinda. In the month of January, in the year 1406 of the Shaka era, Lord Krishna entered the bodies of both Jagannath Mishra and Sachi. Jagannath Mishra said to Sachi Mata, "I see wonderful things. Your body is effulgent, and it appears as if the goddess of fortune were now staying personally in my home. Anywhere and everywhere I go, all people offer me respect. Even without me asking, they voluntarily give me riches, clothing, and paddy." Sachi Mata told her husband, "I see wonderfully brilliant human beings appearing in outer space as if offering prayers." Jagannath Mishra then replied, "In a dream I saw the effulgent abode of the Lord enter my heart. From my heart it entered your heart. I therefore understand that a great personality will sometime take birth." After this conversation, both husband and wife were very jubilant, and together they rendered service to the household Shaligram Shila. So we stop here for today. Jai. Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, Chapter 13. The Advent of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai. Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, His Divine Grace Ki Jai. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudan.
Govindaram Shri Madhusudana.
Giridhari Gopinath Namaha.
Giridhari Gopinath Namaha.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Dada Dada Siva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Narayana Shiva Sadhu Bhakta Vinda.
Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raguna.
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raguna.
Siddhiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raguna.
Jiva Gopala Bhakta Raguna.
Echai Kusai Kori Charana Bandha.
Ishoi Gosai Koi Chana Vandana.
Yaoi Te Vishnana Sabhista Pura.
Jaoite Vitana Savista Purana.
Echai Kusai Murikara Sonata.
Ishoi Gosai Jara Murikara Dasa.
Kansavara Parare Mura Pansaka.
Sabara Paraye Panchagahasa.
Candela Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Basa.
Madhya Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Bhasa.
Janame Janame Moe Abhilasa.
Janame Janame Murari Avilasa.
Kolaba.
Ishwar Gosai Jave Bhaje Kulabasa.
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakash.
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakash.
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Anande Bhari Bhaja Vrindavana.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Parema Jayama.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Parema Jayamana.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Patatma Koriya.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Parama Koriyata.
Harinam Sankirtana Kori Narotamada.
Harinam Sankirtana Kori Narotamadatta.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru
Nitya Gora Haribo, Haribo, Nitya Gora Haribo.
Haribo, Haribo, Nitya Gora Haribo.
Nitya Gora Haribo, Haribo, Nitya Gora Haribo.
Nitya Gora Haribo, 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 Nitya Gora Haribo.
Gaur Premanande. Jaya Saparkar Sisi Guru Goranga Sundar Radha Kiridara Ki Jaya. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmala Charya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakshita Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Sri Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Sabashara Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Sabashara Sri Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Jaya Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Kiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Ganga Yamuna Chu Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Sri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Sri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sri Purushottama Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadraju Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, East London Chapter Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, West London Chapter Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees Ki Jai. All glories to the world devotees Ki Jai. Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Gaur.